thing, hit the notification bell and hit all so you'll when I make brand new uploads. Alright. So without any further ado, let's begin. So Fast 5 2011. So Fast 5 2011. Here we go. So Fast 5, aka Fast and Furious 5. So Fast and Furious 5. Fast and Furious 5 Rio Heist. Or Wild Speed. Wild Speed Mega Max in Japan. It's a 2011. It's a 2011 action film directed by Justin Lin and written by Chris Morgan. It's written by Chris Morgan. It's the sequel. It's the sequel to Fast 4. So Fast 4 2009. So Fast 4 2009, and the fifth installment in the franchise. The film stars Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto. So Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto. And Paul Walker as Brian O'Connor. Brian O'Connor alongside Jordana Brewster. Jordana Brewster, Tyrese Gibson, Gal Gadot, Chris Ludacris Bridges, Matt Steele, Sung King, and Dwayne Johnson. In the film, Dom and Brian also with Dom. In the film, Dom and Brian. Dom and Brian, along with Dom's sister Mia. Dom's sister Mia, plan a heist to steal $100 million from corrupt businessman Hernan Reyes, while being pursued for arrest by U.S. Diplomatic Security Service, or DSS agent Luke Hobbs. So it was directed by Justin Lin. Written by Chris Morgan. Chris Morgan. Based on characters by Gary Scott Thompson. Produced by Neil Moritz. Neil Moritz, Vin Diesel, and Michael Flattrell. Starring Vin Diesel, Paul Walker. Paul Walker, Jordana Brewster, Tyrese Gibson, Chris Ludacris Bridges, Matt Steele, Sung King, Dwayne Johnson, and so many others. Cinematography was by Stephen F. Wilson. That was Stephen F. Winden. There we go. It says cinematography was by Stephen F. Winden. Edited by Christian Wagner, Kelly Matsumoto, and Fred Raskin. Music by Brian Tyler. Production companies: Original Film and One Race Films. Distributed by Universal Pictures. Release dates: April 2011. First one was on the 15th at the cinema. 15th at the Cinepolis Lagoon, and the last one was on the 29th. So 29th in the US. Running time was 130 minutes. So it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. Countries: Japan and the US. So Japan and the US. Language: English. Budget $125 million. Box office $626. So box office $626.1 million. Or it's basically $626,100,000. While developing Fast 5. So while developing Fast 5. While developing Fast 5, Universal Pictures the street racing from the street racing theme. So street racing theme prevalent in previous films in the series to transform the franchise into a heist action series involving cars. So a heist action series involving cars. By doing so, they hoped to attract wider audiences, wider audiences that might otherwise be put off by a heavy emphasis on both cars, so cars and car culture. So car culture. Fast Five's considered the transitional film, transitional movie, so transitional film in the series, featuring only one car race. So one car race, it's like one race event, and giving more attention to action set pieces, such as brawls, so like brawls, BRAWLS, gunfights, and a central heist. Central heist. The production so the production mounted a comprehensive marketing campaign, with the film being advertised through social media, so social media, virtual games, cinema chains, automobile manufacturers, and at NASCAR races. So NASCAR is the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC, which is an American auto racing sanctioning and operating company that's best known for stock car racing. Stock car racing. Oops. Stock car racing. The production mounted a comprehensive marketing campaign, with the film being advertised through social media, virtual games, cinema chains, so social media, virtual games, cinema chains, automobile manufacturers, and at NASCAR races. Justin, Vin, and Paul's return were so Justin Lin, Vin Diesel, and Paul Walker's returns. So Paul Walker's returns were financialized in early 2010. So in February 2010 or February 2010, principal photography began. So principal photography began in July 2010. So July 2010. 5 months after they returned. So began July 2010. So July 2010, and lasted until October 2010. So 3 months. So it lasted until October 2010, with filming locations including Atlanta. So Atlanta in Georgia. So Atlanta, Georgia. Puerto Rico, and Rio de Janeiro, the capital of Brazil. So the capital of Brazil. So Rio de Janeiro, the capital Brian Tyler. Say Brian Tyler. Brian Tyler, the composer of the previous two installments. So two installments returned to compose the score. Say compose the score. The film's notable for primarily featuring practical practical stunt work as opposed to CGI. So CGI. Fast 5 premiered at the Cinepolis Lagoon in Rio de Janeiro. So Rio de Janeiro in April 15th. So like mid-April, I think. It's middle of April, presumably. 2011. Say 2011. And was released in the US on April 29th. So very late April by Universal Pictures. So Universal Pictures. The film received positive reviews. So positive reviews with praise from Justin's direction. So Justin's direction, the action sequences and performances of the cast. It's widely considered the best film in the franchise. Fast 5 crossed 626 million dollars. So 626 620 so 626 so 626 million dollars worldwide. So 626 million dollars worldwide, being the seventh highest grossing film in the franchise, and sets several records. So several records relating records related records related to Universal's highest grossing opening weekend in several international markets. It's followed by Furious 6 in 2013. Next up we got his plot. As as Dom as Dominic Toretto's being so as Dom's being so as Dominic Toretto's being transported by bus to Lombok Prison. So Lombok Prison in Lombok, California. In Santa Barbara County, California. So yeah, as Dom is being transported by bus to Lombok Prison. So as Dom's being transported by bus to Lombok Prison. So Lombok Prison. Sorry, there's a spider there. Like, holy mother. So as Dom's being transported by bus to Lombok Prison, his sister Mia Toretto and friend Brian O'Connor. So Brian O'Connor led an assault on the bus and free Dom, while the cops search for them. The trio Pantera, GT40, and Corvette. Say awaiting said Toretto's arrival. Mia and Brian joined their friend Vince and other participants on a job to steal 3 cars from a train. Brian and Mia learn that agents from the DEA, so drug enforcement, so drug enforcement, drug, so DEA, drug enforcement, drug enforcement administration. So Brian and Mia learn that agents from the DEA, drug enforcement administration, are on a train. And that the cars are seized property. When Dom arrives with his accomplices, he realizes that leader ZZ, that their leader ZZ's only interested in stealing the GT40. Dom has Mia steal the car herself before him and Brian fight ZZ and his henchmen, during which ZZ kills the DEA agents, Brian and Dom. Both Brian and Dom are both captured and brought to drug lord Hernan Reyes, played by Joaquim de Almeida, the owner of the cars and ZZ's boss. Reyes orders the pair interrogated to discover the car's location. So the car's location, but they escape to their safe house. Brian and Mia are framed as the murderers of the DEA agents, and the US government sends a team of DSS agents, so diplomatic security service agents led by DSS. under assault by Reyes' men. Reyes' men searching for the chip. Brian, Dom, and Mia escape after a chase across the favelas, which is a umbrella name for several types of working class neighborhoods in Brazil. So Brian, Dom, and Mia. So Brian, Dom, and Mia escape after a chase across the favelas. Dom suggests they both split up and leave. Rio. So Dom suggests they split up and leave Rio, but Mia announces she's pregnant with Brian's child. Dom agrees to stick together, suggesting they steal Reyes' money to start a new life. To start a new life. They organize a team to perform the heist. The chameleon, Han. So the chameleon, Han, the fast talker, Roman, the circuit geek or circuit enthusiast, I would call it, or circuit pro. So yeah, circuit pro or hacker, whatever you want to call it, Tej, utilities and weapons, Giselle, the guys who can punch someone walls, Leo and Santos. There we go. So Leo and Santos. Sorry, it just keeps screwing up. Decentralize the cash. So decentralize the cash. Dom's team attacks one of the locations. One of the locations, and burns the money. The money in front of Reyes' staff. Afraid of further attacks, Reyes consolidates the remaining money in an evidence vault. So evidence vault. Evidence vault, which is basically a safe inside a police station. So police station. Dom's team. Dom's team does surveillance, buys equipment, and acquires Reyes' handprint after their fastest cars prove to be too slow for security cameras. They steal four new 20 so four brand new 2010 Dodge Charger. So Dodge Charger SRT8, presumably police cars or cop cars, to blend in. So that was after they got Diogo's GZ3 RS, the blue one, and like a couple other cars like the Supra and 370Z, to like go past those cameras. So after their fastest cars proved to be too slow for security cameras, they steal four brand new 2010 Dodge Charger police cars to blend in. Vince rejoins Dom's team after saving Mia from Reyes' men. So Reyes' men. That was after the four-way drag race and after Brian won, because Dom allowed So Vince rejoins Dom's team after saving Mia from Reyes' men. And that was like after Brian got upset and mad and just charges at Finn. And then they both Brian and Finn settled their ways and became friends again. So Hobbs's team eventually finds and arrests Dom, Mia, Brian, and Vince. That was after Brian announces that Mia can't drink alcohol because she's pregnant, and everybody was just cheering and happy. So Hobbs's team eventually finds and arrests Dom, Mia, Brian, and Vince while transporting them from extradition. So in an extradition, one jurisdiction delivers a person either accused or convicted of committing a crime in another jurisdiction into the custody of the other's law enforcement. It's a cooperative law enforcement procedure. So it's a cooperative law enforcement. So law enforcement procedure between the two jurisdictions and depends on the arrangements made between them. In addition, the legal aspects of the process extradition also involves the physical transfer of custody of the person being extradited to the legal authority of the requesting jurisdiction. So Hobbs's team eventually finds and arrests Dom, Mia, Brian, and Vince while transporting them from extradition to the U.S. in a Gurkha. So a Gurkha. So while transporting them from extradition, extradition to the U.S. in a Gurkha. So 2011. So new 2011. I think it was 2011. Gurkha, LA. So Gurkha, LAPV, which I talked about months ago. So the Gurkha LAPV. The convoy's attacked. So the convoy's attacked by Reyes' men. Say Reyes' men. Dom, Brian. So Dom, Brian, Mia. So Dom, Brian, Mia, and Vince. So Vince help both Hobbs and Elena escape the ambush, but the rest of Hobbs's men and Vince are killed, enraged at their team's deaths. Both Hobbs and Elena agree to help with the heist. The crew breaks into the police station with the LAPV. So LAPV, and use two of the 2010 matte black Chargers, which they look pretty cool. Matte black with a black wheels. Kind of gives it that kind of murdered out, kind of pissed off kind of look to it, which is like gives it that kind of aggressive look, like it just wants to get down to business, to take on, to get revenge, just. I like the way those cars look. still fantastic to look at. They're fantastic cars. So the team breaks into the police station. So police station with the LAPV. So LAPV. So LAPV. It's like saying LAPD, but taking out D and putting V, the letter V into it, and uses two of the Chargers to tear the vault, holding Reyes' money from the building, dragging it through the city, advancing on the bridge after an extensive police chase. It's a police chase. Dom has Brian continue without him while he smashes the police and Reyes' vehicles with the vault. Brian returns and kills ZZ after shooting him 4 times. So Brian returns and kills ZZ. Literally, he just saved Dom's life from getting shot by ZZ. So Hobbs both arrives and executes the injured Reyes, shoots him 2 times. So shoots Reyes 2 times in retribution. So retribution for his team. So for his team, Hobbs gives both Dom and Brian a 24-hour, so 1 day head start to escape on the condition they leave the vault as it is. When both Dom and Brian depart, however, Hobbs finds the vault empty. So the vault empty as Dom's crew switched in via a trash truck before they reached the bridge. So basically what happened was, they had the vault with $100 million strapped down to the back of the truck. They continued on, and then I think they attached the empty vault onto the cars while Giselle was driving it. While Giselle was driving the truck. That technique was just so cool. So when Dom and Brian departs, however, Hobbs finds the vault empty as Dom's crew switched in via a trash truck before they reached the bridge. So the bridge, after splitting the cash, splitting the cash and giving Vince's family his cut, Dom's team go their separate ways. On a tropical beach, Brian challenges Dom to a final no stakes race. It's like without giving the winner any cars, without any more street racers, challenging them it's just 2 of them, 1-to-1, mano a mano. So mano a mano race. So on a tropical beach. Brian challenges Dom to a final no stakes race to prove who's the better driver. So better driver during the end credits. Brian and Dom are seen racing each other. Racing each other in their new cars to the limit. R35 GTR. So R35 GTR. And Dom in his Challenger SRT8. So Journey. So Challenger SRT8. Out of those two, I picked the GTR because it handles better with its. It has a all-wheel drive system, which is pretty good. So Journey ending credits. Brian and Dom are seen. So Brian and Dom are seen racing each other. So racing each other in their new cars to the limit. In a mid-credits scene. So in the mid-credits scene, like in the middle of the credits, in Washington D.C. So in Washington D.C., Hobbs is given a file by Monica Fuentes, who was previously featured in Too Fast and Furious 2003. Was that 2003? Almost 8 years from the previous 3 movies. So Hobbs is given a file by Monica Fuentes. So Fuentes concerning the hijack of a military convoy in Berlin. So military convoy in Berlin. Right? So in Berlin, the capital of Germany, where he discovers a recent photo of Dom's former girlfriend Letty, who had been presumed dead. So presumed dead. Alright, next up we got is cast. So cast. So first off we got is obviously Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto. Say Dominic Toretto, a pro criminal, street racer and fugitive, known as the leader of the crew. Vin Diesel was reportedly paid $15 million to both star in and produce the film. There we go. Next up we got is Paul Walker as Brian O'Connor. Rest in peace. Say Paul Walker is Brian O'Connor, a former LAPD cop, so police officer and FBI agent turned criminal. He's in a relationship with Mia. Mia Toretto. Paul did many of his own stunts for the film, training with parkour professional, so parkour pro Paul Darnell. So Paul Darnell. To improve his movement. Then we got Jordana Brewster. Jordana Brewster. Brewster is Mia Toretto, Dom's sister and Brian's girlfriend, who later became Brian's wife. She's revealed to be pregnant. Then we got Tyrese Gibson. So Tyrese Gibson. Gibson as Roman Pierce. Brian's childhood friend. Known for being the slick talker or the fast talker of the team, as well as an expert driver. Tyrese's improvement was reported on June 30th, so late June 2010, reprising his role from Too Fast and Furious. 2003. Tyrese was committed to Transformers Dark of the Moon. Transformers So Chris Ludacris Bridges. So Bridges as Tej Parker. Both Bryans and Romans. Friend from Miami in Too Fast or Furious. 2003. Say 2003. Brought on the team as the tech, like the tech expert. Chris announced his involvement in the film on July. So Chris announced his involvement in the film on July 12th. So July 12th. So the 12th of July. It's like early mid-July, I think, 2010, when he stated he arrived in Puerto Rico to start filming, so like to begin filming. There we go, Matt Stules as Vince. So Matt Stules as Vince. Usually can't get that name right, but now I got it. Dom's childhood friend. Matt had appeared in the Matt had appeared in the original film, the first one, The Fast and the Furious, 2001, and was reported on July 16th. So July 16th. July 16th. 2010. That he would be returning. He's a grudge against Brian for the events that happened in the first film, but they became friends after he saves Mia from Reyes' men. Then we got Sun King. So Sun King. Sun King as Han Liu, a street racer who was Dom's business partner in the Dominican Republic. Saying in the Dominican Republic. Say Dominican Republic. During the events of Los Bandoleros and Fast 4. So Fast 4. Both 2009. Even though Fast 4, like the start of it, it's like the beginning of Fast 4 was actually filmed in California. So the events of both Los Bandoleros and Fast 4, so both 2009. Then we got Gal Gadot as Yashad. So Gal Gadot as Giselle Yashad, a former Mossad. So we got Gal Gadot as Giselle Yashad, a former Mossad agent returning from Fast 4. Although Gadot had prior experience handling motorcycles, she's required to learn how to ride the bigger, more powerful Ducati Street Fighter. Say Ducati Street Fighter. So Ducati Street Fighter. So Ducati Street Fighter. So Ducati Street Fighter for the film. So for the film. Say Ducati Street Fighter for the film. Next up we got is Joachim legitimate businessman. It's reported on July 16th, 2010, that Almeida would play Reyes, the father of Dante Reyes, his son, who wasn't even mentioned until Fast 10 or Fast X. 12 years later, it's reported on July 16th, 2010, that Almeida would play Reyes, having previously played several antagonists. He hesitated to take this role, but accepted it after speaking with Justin Lin and hearing his take on the character. And this next one we got is a bit of a rocky, like kind of almost a rocky start, which is Dwayne Johnson as Luke Hobbs. Dwayne Johnson as Luke Hobbs, which he did not get along with Vin Diesel. Like their feud was just like constantly long going ever since 2011. But after let's say 12 years, so from Fast X, their feud's finally over, and Johnson's finally coming back to the franchise. Yes, thank God. So we got Dwayne Johnson as Luke Hobbs, a DSS Diplomatic Security Services agent. According to producer Vin Diesel, the role of Hobbs was originally developed with Tommy Jones. So Tommy Lee Jones. So Tommy Lee Jones in mind. The guy who was in the guy who was in the Men in Black franchise with Will Smith. I think it was Will Smith. Yeah, presumably Will Smith. So according to producer Vin Diesel, the role of Hobbs was originally developed with Tommy Lee Jones in mind. However, when reading feedback on his Facebook page, Diesel noted a fan stating a desire to see both Diesel and Johnson, so Diesel and Johnson in a film together. Vin and Justin then redesigned the role for Dwayne. Dwayne wanted to work with Universal Studios, citing their support for him during his transaction from wrestling to acting. He described the role as a former bounty hunter. Bounty hunter. So he described the role as a former bounty hunter turned U.S. Marshal and as the government's version of the best bounty hunter on the planet. He undertook an extensive daily workout regime to enlarge his physique, wanting his character to appear as a hunter and to be formidable enough to present a credible threat to the protagonists. Next up we got is Elsa a real police officer who works with Hobbs's team and became Dom's love interest. It's reported on July 16th. So July 16th. July 16th. July 16th, 2010. That that she would take this role. She underwent several days of tactical training with a police slash military technical advisor and was required to learn how to handle her how to handle her gun how to handle her gun how to handle a gun in a variety of situations. So how to handle a gun in a variety of situations to portray um, Elena believably. The central cast is rounded out by Puerto Rican, so Puerto Rican singers Tego Calderon, so Tego Calderon, so Tego Calderon, and Don Omar, who did virtual diva for Fast Forward 2009, which was pretty cool. So both Tego Calderon and Don Omar, as both Leo and Santos, respectively, members of the heist team, reprising their roles from Los Bandoleros in Fast Forward 2009. Michael Irby. Said Michael Irby. Michael Irby. Michael Irby plays Michael Irby plays so Michael Irby plays Reese's right hand man. CZ. Elimi Ballard. So Elimi Ballard. Elimi Ballard. Fernando Gian. Fernando Gian. Fernando Gian. Yorgo Constantine. So Constantine and Geoff. I can't pronounce that, but I spelled G-E. So G-E. So G-E. G-E-O. So G-E-O-F-F. So meaty is spelled M-E. So M-E-E-D-Y. Portray Hobbs's team member Fusco, Wilkes, Chato, and McAvoy. Luis da Silva portrays Luis da Silva. So Luis da Silva portrays Diogo. So Luis da Silva portrays Diogo. So Luis da Silva portrays Diogo, an elite, an elite Brazilian racer who challenges both Dom and Brian to winner takes all race, and even returned to Fast X 2023. Michelle Rodriguez appears in photographs, so in photos as Lady Ortiz, later changes her name to Lady Toretto. St. Luis da Silva portrays. So Luis da Silva portrays Diogo, an elite Brazilian racer who challenges Dom and Brian to a winner-takes-all race. Michelle Rodriguez appears appears in an uncredited cameo as Agent Monica Fuentes, reprising her role from 2003's Too Fast and Furious. Alright. So, Eva Mendes appears in an uncredited cameo as Agent Monica Fuentes, reprising her role from Too Fast and Furious. Alright, next up we got is production. So production run. So starting off with his development. By February 3rd, so February 3rd, 2010, it's confirmed that a fifth film referred to as Fast Five was going in was going into production in the series, and that a sixth film was being planned. It's also confirmed that Diesel Walker, writer Chris Morgan, and producer Neil Moritz would all return to their roles for the new installment. Neil said that following the success of 2009's Fast Four, which had reunited Diesel, Walker, Rodriguez, and Brewster from the original film. From the original film, the production wanted to bring them back again for the next one. So for the next one, Diesel felt that the story between the characters portrayed by himself and Paul Walker should continue, envisioning it as three chapters, of which Fast Five would be the last. Vin also wanted to bring back a variety of characters that had been in previous films without interacting, putting them together and having a lot of fun. The production had originally intended to film on location in Rio de Janeiro, the capital of Brazil. However, the Puerto Rican government offered tax incentives totaling nearly $11 million, influencing the decision to film there using Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico to represent Rio de Janeiro. Universal 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 intended so Universal intent Universal intended to transform the series from street so Universal intended to transform the series from street racing action into a series of heist films with car chases in the vein of both the Italian Job 1969 and the French Connection. was a French Connection, 1970, 1971. So 1971 with Fast Five as Fast Five as the traditional movie in April 2011. So April 2011, Universal Universal Chairman, Universal Chairman, Universal Chairman Adam Vogelson said the question putting Fast 5 and 6 together for us was, can we take it as of being a pure car culture movie, and it's so a pure car culture movie, and into being a true action franchise in the spirit of those great heist films made 10 or 15 years ago. Adam said that the racing aspect had put a ceiling of the number of people willing to see films in the series, and that by turning it into a series where car driving abilities just one aspect of the film, he hoped to increase the series' audience. Alright, next up we got is writing. For me, each chapter in this franchise is an extension of the first one, and they each get bigger. It's always a privilege to be able to revisit a good character-driven story. This franchise is more than street racing. So both street racing and tuner cars. It's really about this larger family and community of racers. Now, that was by Chris Morgan on his approach to writing the film. Justin wanted to explore the elements of both freedom and family. In the film, and collaborated with Chris towards that ideal. So that ideal, both having worked together on previous installments of the franchise. Chris worked with Vin to produce a story arc that would further both explore and develop Vin's character, an idea involving heisting a large safe has been conceived by Chris during the production of Fast 4, but that film's premise didn't work with how Morgan envisioned it. So it didn't work with how Chris envisioned it. He later incorporated it into Fast 5. Alright, next up we got is filming. Got a lot on there, so I have filming. On a budget of $125 million. The shooting of Fast 5 was scheduled for both July and August 2010. Shooting started in July 14th, 2010. So it was like 5 months before my 5th birthday. So shooting started in July 14th. So July 14th, 2010. three film units worked simultaneously. So simultaneously, the main cast were required to travel to Rio at the behest of Justin Lin, who felt it important to understand the area and its culture to give the film a good sense of place. Finn agreed that it's important to shoot key scenes in Brazil, commenting, where we're able to shoot where other productions might not be might not be able to shoot because our franchise has such good street credit. The real film unit captured aerial shots of the city, including Sugarloaf, Sugar Sugarloaf Mountain, Fort Fort Copacabana, so Copacabana, Ipanema Beach, the Donna Martel lookout point, and the Christ the Redeemer statue, which is an Art Deco statue of Jesus Christ in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, which I talked about before. It's a Christ the Redeemer statue, which he just goes, like, puts his arms straight ahead. It's a Christ the Redeemer statue, establishing 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 shots of the heist team members were taken as each arrived in Rio. Tyrese was filmed arriving in character at Galeão, International Airport. So International Airport. But when it became publicly known that the scene was being shot at the airport, both the cast and crew were mobbed. So were mobbed. So mobbed. A similar situation occurred. So a similar situation occurred with Ludacris. So a similar situation occurred while Ludacris was shooting a scene in which his character buys a car to drive around a city. Which was a Ford Thunderbird, presumably. I think it was, yeah, Ford Thunderbird. A scene where the completed heist team walked down the beach was filmed in Copacabana, in Rio. So a scene where the completed heist team walked down a beach was filmed in Copacabana, located in the south zone. So south zone of the city of Rio de Janeiro, the capital of Brazil. So a scene where the completed heist team walk down a beach was filmed in Copacabana. The rooftop chase across. So the rooftop chase across. It's like the rooftop chase across favelas was filmed in Puerto Rico. So it was filmed in Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico, where the production could have more control over the area. Both the main and second filming units began filming in and around the capital, San Juan, Spanish for Saint John, which is the capital of Puerto Rico. The capital of Puerto Rico. So San Juan, the islands mixture of wide streets allowed allowed the production to recreate the densely populated favelas of Rio while completing the larger action, and external scenes without incident, so without any problems. Production designer Peter Wenham had the task of transforming both Puerto Rico and Atlanta into the previously scouted Rio locations in 4 weeks. It was like less than a month. As the production deemed Rio unsuitable for filming many of the larger scenes, Pete had to reinforce buildings to support the heavy camera equipment. So heavy camera equipment, and to alter the colors of more than 30 buildings in the city to make them and to alter the colors of more than 30 buildings in the city to make them suitable for filming. His team needed to alter both the buildings and strew debris to make the area look disavowed, and appear as a real favela. Peter remarked that though the development was difficult, in part due to the heat, it was a walk in the park compared when filming in the real favelas themselves. Peter, or just Wenham in general, aimed to maintain a monochromatic color scheme for the film with muted blacks and grays, including his choice of colors for the cars used. He only chose to add a multitude of colors in the favela set. The Teodoro Moscoso Bridge connecting San Juan to neighboring Isla Verde in Puerto Rico, next to Luis Munoz Marin International Airport, above the Teodoro Moscoso Bridge. The bridge said the Teodoro Moscoso Bridge connecting San Juan to neighboring Isla Verde was used to film the final showdown. The final showdown between both Dom and Reyes, while a U.S. Navy base Bayer 60 miles outside San Juan stood in for the bridge for scenes involving the vault smashing cars. Action scenes were also filmed in the Hato Rey and Rio Piedras districts of San Juan. A foot pursuit in which Finn, Jordana, and Paul, so in which Diesel, Brewster, and Walker are chased across favela rooftops by Johnson and his team, was filmed over the course of a week, so like 1 week, so 7 days or 5 days, I think. So in the course of a week, in the small hillside town of considered difficult to shoot as pathways were the scene was considered difficult to the scene was considered difficult to shoot as pathways were slippery. Slippery involved both actors and stunt doubles running while avoiding dogs, chickens, and other stray animals loose in the area to capture the scene. The scene. A 420 foot cable camera rig was used to allow for a fast moving bird's eye view of the action, and cameras on cranes were set up on rooftops and in alleyways. Paul and Jordana made multiple takes on the conclusion of the scene, requiring them to jump nearly 30 feet from a building onto a waiting safety mat. In total, the production employees employed 236 technicians, 13,145 extras, and generated 824 room nights at hotels, contributing $27 million to the Puerto Rican community. Hold up. I'll be back. I'm just gonna get a drink real quick. I'll be back real quick. Alright, I'm back. Plug the phone in just in case. There we go. So, alright, moving on. Filming moved to Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, Atlanta, Georgia, for the final phase. Now, normally they could have just done it in Rio, but I bet they could have because of filming permits. It's the same with Tokyo Drift. They couldn't do it in Tokyo because it was impossible without the correct filming permits. So filming moved to Atlanta, Georgia. Georgia, for the final phase, when Ham and his team transformed a defunct train yard into an abandoned auto plant used by the protagonists as their headquarters. Redesigning the train yard took place over several months. It's required to allow enough space for stunt drivers to drive into the building, and it had to include an integrated lighting system. The design team removed walls and auto plant car rails and constructed smaller buildings within the main building to transform the site with 25 pages of script. So 25 pages of script to shoot. So 25 pages of script. 25 pages of script to shoot in a limited time. Cinematographer Stephen Winden. Stephen Winden and his team spent 3 weeks, so less than a month, setting up a series of high-powered motorized lights in the rafters of the building that could be controlled remotely to allow lighting. So that could be controlled remotely to allow lighting to be altered quickly while fully illuminating the set. An exterior scene involving Diesel and Walker, so both Vin and Paul attending a car party involving several high performance cars, was filmed near the Georgia Dome, which was a domed stadium in the southeastern U.S., located in Atlanta between downtown to the east of Vine City to the west, like English Avenue and Vine City. To the west, it's owned and operated by the state of Georgia and as part of the Georgia World Congress Center Authority. So Georgia World Congress Center. So Georgia World Congress Center. Georgia World Congress Center Authority. There we go. Right. So Georgia Dome. The train heist scene was filmed in Rice, formerly named Blythe Junction, California. So formerly named Blythe Junction, which is a former town in the Rice Valley. So Rice Valley, at the southern tip of the Mojave Desert, and within unincorporated San Bernardino County, Southern California. Southern California. So the train heist scene. So the train heist scene was filmed in Rice, California. So Rice, California. Say California. Over 3 weeks. A brawl scene between both Dwayne and Vince characters were considered difficult to choreograph. The characters were written to be equally formidable, so the fight was punctuated with moments of character development as Moritz felt this made the fight more exciting. The scene required several weeks of rehearsal and more than a week of filming by the actors and their stunt doubles, who incurred several minor injuries. Alright, next up is vehicle stunts. The climactic vault scene and camera angle determined determined in it determined in advance. Say advance. The filmmakers hired stunt director Spyro Razatos and stunt coordinator Jack Gill to direct the second unit action. Second unit action filming. The pair initially began research for the stunt by testing the capabilities of the prop vaults and the chargers driven by Diesel and Walker. Filmed on the streets of Hato Rey. So Hato Rey, the chaotic scene demanded specific timing that had to be synchronized with the various character interactions also occurring during the scene. Razatos chose to use a series of camera cars, including a crane-mounted camera atop a Porsche Cayenne. Say a Porsche Cayenne, which allowed them to film. Almost had to fight for a second. Sorry, which allowed them to film from both a variety of angles and heights while the cars were in motion, and a Super Impreza with a steel roll cage built around it that allowed for tracking shots. So just any shot where the camera follows backward, forward, or moves alongside the subject being recorded. Razatos chose to use a series of camera cars, including a crane-mounted camera atop a Porsche Cayenne, which allowed them to film from a variety of angles and heights while the cars were in motion, and a Super Impreza with a steel roll cage, built around it that allowed for tracking shots. The Subaru's driver, Alan Paddleford, would occasionally accidentally collide with the vault, creating a shower of sparks. That inadvertently became useful footage. Alan also developed a top-mount dual drive system. Drive system for the chargers that allowed a stunt driver to control the car from the roof, while the actor focused on their performance inside the car. Six versions of the 8-foot high vaults were built, each with specific uses. One of the vaults was a A.K.A. I can't pronounce the words. F-A. So F-A-C-A. So F-A-C-A. D-E built. So F-A-C-A. D-E built onto the front of a semi-truck and was used for filming close-up shots of the vaults destroying streetcars. Under the vaults was a reinforced four-wheel self-drive vehicle that was connected to 30-foot cables and dragged through the streets of San Juan by the two Dodge Chargers, which were stunt cars. The four short ton vault was driven by stunt driver Henry Kinky, born December 2nd, 1943, from age 80, from Los Angeles, California. Said the 4-ton vault was driven by stunt driver Henry King. It's like saying the word king, but adding the letter I next to it. Who had to wear a temperature controlled suit to compensate for the temperatures within that could exceed 38 degrees. So 38 degrees. So 38 degrees Celsius, which is like around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. A scene where the vault tumbled as the cars rounded a corner. So round a turn was a practical effect, and the result was more violent than the filmmakers had anticipated. Over 200 cars were destroyed by the vault during filming. Several stunts had to be cut, including a final scene that would have seen the vault hanging over the edge of the Teodoro Moscoso Bridge. This stunt was abandoned when it was determined that even the powerful chargers would not be able to support the vault's weight. The train heist presented several challenges. The filmmakers were the filmmakers were required to effectively purchase a length of working railroad, like train tracks for filming, and the trains necessary to ride the tracks. Then trucks had to be built that could race the train and meet the needs of the heist itself. Just then also required that the cars being carried on the train be able to jump out of the train at full speed. The scene took precise execution. So precise execution. The filmmakers chose to use cars they could cheaply replicate for the train heist. A 72 Di Tommaso Pantera, and a 07 Corvette GS. A Roadster, GS stands for Grand Sport, and a GT40 to avoid the expense of replacing a genuine $2 million Ford GT40. Last part is music, and then we'll to the next parts. So to the next pieces. Right, music. The film soundtrack was released on iTunes on April 25th, 2011, and on CD on DVD discs on May 3rd, 2011. by APCO or ABK, so ABK CO Records, which is Alan and Betty Klein Company Records. Said by APCO Records. It features soundtrack was released on iTunes on April 25th, 2011. So 2011, 2011. So April 25th, 2011. So late April 2011. And on CD on May 3rd, so early May 2011 by A.K.A. Records. It features many reggaeton, and rhythmic Latin tracks, including songs by Dunham, Dunham, including songs by Dunham, Dunhamar, Busta Rhymes, and many others, with three pieces from Brian, three pieces from Brian Tyler's original score for the film, assembling the team, Mad Skulls, well, not Skulls, Mad Skills, there we go, and Fast Five, Sweet. My favorite one was Fast Five, Coda, because I had that soundtrack where it featured both the GTR and the Challenger SRT8s, and Brian and Tom were gonna race. Like, that was my favorite soundtrack. That was like at the very end of the film before the credits. So assembling the team, Mad Skills, and Fast Five Sweet. Music guide, all music. So all music awarded the album 3 stars out of 5. So 60%. It's not bad. Commenting that the goal here is to accompany a picture that, as usual, is packed with driving sequences involving flashy cars, beautiful, scantily clad women, and muscled men. That goal's accomplished with this beat-heavy music and the gruff, aggressive Latin rapping. Ludacris collaborated with Slaughterhouse. Is that Slaughterhouse? It's an American hip-hop supergroup. Slaughterhouse and Claret Jai. It's like saying the word Kai, like K, like K-A-I, but just taking out the K and replacing it with a J. Or it's like saying the name Jay, like J-A-Y, but replacing the Y with an I, which kind of sounds the same, just with a little bit of a difference with the letters being replaced. Anyway, so for the soundtrack's lead single, Furiously Dangerous, which is my favorite one, the film score was released on early May, so May 3rd, 2011, so 2011. But Varese Sarabande, the release has 25 tracks and plays for 78 minutes, which is an hour and 18 minutes. Hang on. Yeah, an hour and 18 minutes. The score spent 4 weeks, it's like less than a month, on the Billboard 200, which is a record chart ranking the 200 most popular music albums and EPs, so extended plays, in the US. the score spent 4 weeks, so less than a month, on the Billboard 200, peaking as high as number 60 and reaching number 24 on the digital albums chart, and number five on the soundtrack only chart. It's a soundtrack only chart. Okay, that took forever. Alright, next up we got is marketing. So there's not much on there, so let's do it. So marketing. the Facebook, Facebook, the Facebook game, Cartown, Cartown by Psy Games. I can't pronounce that one, but it's spelled C-I-E. So the Facebook game Cartown by C Games, spelled C-I-E. So C Games. And the theater chain, Reg or REG, which is Regal Entertainment Group, collaborated with Universal in a cross-media marketing promotion. Cartown allowed players to view the trailer for the film in an REG, so Rich branded in-game drive-in theater and race around a virtual Rio de Janeiro. The game also features missions and locations based on the plot of the film. While allowing players to race against Fast 5 characters and take part in a bank heist. Reg offered players of Cartown the ability to purchase tickets in-game via Fandango for films at Reg Theaters. By buying these tickets in-game, players were given promotional codes, which in turn allow them to unlock a virtual 70s Charger used by Diesel's character Toretto in the original film. In the original film, Reg promoted the partnership between both the film and the game, in their theaters across 37 states. So 37 states. So that's around. Ow. I'd say 74. Yeah. So Reg promoted the partnership between the film and the game in their theater across 37 states. It's like 74% of the US, I think. So 37 of the 50 states in the US. So theaters across 74% of the US, online and through social media, while Universal promoted it via their own Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube sites in October 2011. It's like late 2011, I think. Or mid-late, or just like late 2011. So in October 2011, it claimed that over 200 million races had taken place within the virtual Rio de Janeiro, environment in the 6 months, so half a year. So half a year since the campaign's April launch. So the campaign's April launch, automobile manufacturer, so automobile manufacturer Dodge collaborated with Universal in marketing the film, supplying several Dodge Chargers, so Chargers to use in it. So to use in it. The partnership with Dodge included the Fast Five, driven by former American auto racing driver Robbie Gordon. His actual name is Roberts Wesley Gordon, born January 2nd, 1969, from Los Angeles, California, age 55. So he was an American former auto racing driver who raced in NASCAR, karts, championship auto racing teams, and IndyCar Series, Trans Am Series, IMSA, IROC, International Race of Champions, and the Dakar Rally. While no longer an active stock car racing driver, he's active in top-tier off-road motorsports such as BITD, Best in the Desert, NORA, National Off-Road Racing Association, and SCORE, International Southern California Off-Road Enthusiasts. The partnership with Dodge includes the Fast Five Charger driven by Robbie Gordon in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series throughout April 2011. So throughout April 2011, the opening month of Fast Five. Dodge also sponsored the world premiere of the film in Rio de Janeiro, the capital of Brazil. Next up, release. Starting off with is theater. Starting off with the first one is theatrical. Fast Five was originally planned to be released on June 10th. So June 10th. 2011, before being pushed forward to April 29th. The film held its world premiere at the Cinepolis Lagoon Theater in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil on April 15th. Last one is home media, and then moving on to reception and then sequels. So yeah, we can do this. Let's get it under 2 hours. Let's do this. So home media on August 2nd, 2011. US Network purchased. USA Network purchased the rights to the US Network premiere of. Fast Five. The film was released on both DVD and Blu-ray. DVD and Blu-ray. There we go. In the UK on September 5th, so early September 2011, and in the US on early October 2011. So October 4th, 2011, in 2.35, so 2.35 to 1, aspect aspect ratio with DTS. So DTS, DTS HD, DTS HD, master audio. So DTS HD master audio. Hold on. Say DTS HD master audio 5.1 sound. A triple pack was also released containing a Blu-ray, so Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy of the film in either Blu-ray or DVD packaging. If I had to pick one of those, I'd pick Blu-ray. It's just much better. Because Furious 7 is on Blu-ray. So it kind of tough to see, but right here it's on Blu-ray. You can see the little logo. I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but it even says for Blu-ray plus digital HD ultraviolet. It's on Blu-ray. So I'm trying to go with Blu-ray. So I recommend, if you're planning to get Fast and Furious films, I recommend you guys to get Blu-ray because it's just much better than the old crappy DVD versions. Like this one, for example. First movie, I like this one, but DVD video, this one's a little bit meh, old school. So I advise you guys to get Blu-ray. It's just much better. Alright, so hold on. So a triple pack was also released containing a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy of the film in either Blu-ray or DVD. So Blu-ray or DVD packaging. So Blu-ray or DVD packaging. Ow. The Blu-ray versions contains several exclusive additional features, including behind the scenes footage, cast and crew interviews, a virtual car garage. So car garage that provides further details on the car. That provides further details of the cars. So further details of the cars used in production. And music tracks from the film, both the DVD and Blu-ray, contain a theoretical cut of 130 minutes, which is 2 hours and 10 minutes. You're right around there, 2 hours and 10 minutes. And an extended cut of 132 minutes. So 2 hours and 12 minutes of the film. Say 132 minutes of the film. Director commentary. So director commentary, deleted scenes, a gag reel, and features on the three central characters commenting on the extended cuts. Justin Lin said, "This is the version that I prefer," which I agree. I would go with that as well. During first week sales in the US, the DVD was the number one selling DVD, and the number one rental DVD. And number two selling Blu-ray disc behind the Blu-ray release, well, the Blu-ray re-release of The Lion King. Say Lion King 1994. Say Lion King 1994. Say 1994. 57. So 57% of the total first week disc sales of Fast 5 2011 were the Blu-ray disc versions. So the Blu-ray disc version, whereas the remaining 43% were just the original DVDs. Say 57% of the total 57% of the total first week disc sales of Fast 5 were the Blu-ray disc version to promote the release of both the DVD and Blu-ray. USHE, which is Universal Studios. Say Universal Studios. Universal Studios Home Entertainment sponsored the first race of the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series at the Chicagoland Speedway. Which is a 1.5 mile, 2.4 kilometer tri-oval speedway with a curved back straight in Joliet, in Illinois. Set to promote the release of the DVD and Blu-ray, Universal Studios Home Entertainment, or USHE. USHE sponsored the first race of the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series at the Chicagoland Speedway. The event renamed as the Fast 5 used to be called Camping World 225, but renamed as the Fast 5 225, took place on September 16th, 2011, the same month and day that the new iPhone 7 was out. Bro, that was out like, I believe, let's say 2016, 2017, I can't remember, or 15, I'm not too sure. So the event renamed as the Fast 5 225 took place on September 16th, September 16th, 2011, with both Tyrese Gibson and Jordana Brewster as Grand Marshals. As Grand Marshals, Tyrese sang the American national anthem for the events, and Jordana acted as honorary starter. The event served as the kickoff for the first weekend of the Chase for the Sprint Cup. So the Chase for the Sprint Cup, and it was won by American Pro Stock Car racing driver Austin Dillon, born April 27th, 1990, from Welcome in North Carolina. favorite well-known memes, like "Welcome for North Carolina." Say "Welcome to North Carolina." Say the event served as the kickoff for the first weekend of the Chase for the Sprint Cup, and was won by American Pro Stock Car Race driver. So American Pro Stock Car Racing driver Austin Reed Dillon from Welcome in North Carolina. I don't get it. Like, welcome in North Carolina. That's just so weird. It's like so random. What? So weird. Anyways, the event served as the kickoff for the first weekend of the Chase for the Sprint Cup and was won by Austin Dillon. The deal marked the first time that a film promotion had been allowed to take over a NASCAR race as a title sponsor. As a title sponsor, continuing the partnership with Cartown. Cartown. The game was used as the exclusive means of pre-ordering the Blu-ray slash DVD combination combo release at Walmart via players clicking on a Walmart themed truck, which in turn provided the player with Fast 5 branded in-game rewards. Fast 5 was released on 4K, 4K, 4K UHD, 4K UHD Blu-ray on June 11th, so early June 2019. So they released the 2011 film, but just in 4K. Alright, next up is reception, starting off with his box office. So, Fast 5 reception, starting off with his box office. Fast 5. So Fast 5 grossed $209.8 million. So 209. So 209.8 million, which is 209,800,000. So 209,800,000. So $209,800,000. So 33.5%. So 33.5%. 33.5% in the US and Canada. So in both the US and Canada. So US and Canada, and 416.3, which is 416,300,000. So 66.5% in other territories, for a total of 626.1, which is 626,100,000 worldwide. Worldwide, it's the seventh highest classic film of 2011. It achieved a worldwide opening weekend $600,000. The film reached a peak of number 55 on the list of all-time highest grossing films worldwide in October 2011. So late 2011. It became the highest grossing film in the franchise in worldwide grosses, as well as separately in both the US and Canada, and outside both the US and Canada. So outside the US and Canada, but was outgrossed in all three cases by Furious 6. So by 2013's new Furious 6. Our next up, US and Canada. According to Box Office Mojo, Fast 5's one of the most successful sequels of 2011, when taking into account that it's one of few to have outperformed the immediately preceding installments of its franchise in both the US and Canada. Fast 5 opened in the US on April 29th, so late April 2011, in 3,644 theaters. It took $3.8 million, so $3,800,000 in midnight showings, setting new records for the series and Universal, both records overtaken by Furious 6 by the end of its opening day. It had accrued a total of $34.4 million. So $34,400,000, including midnight earnings, setting an April opening day record, replacing Fast 4 $30.5 million, so $30,500,000, and marking the third largest Friday outside of the summer and holiday period, behind The Hunger Games. Hunger Games 2012 and Alice in Wonderland 2010. In total, Fast 5 earned $86.2 million, which was also announced in the George Lopez interview with Paul Walker, which he said it was $85.3 million, but Paul Walker said it was $86.2, which is $86,200,000 during its opening weekend, an average of 23,000. So in total, Fast 5 earned $86,200,000, which is $86.2 million during its opening weekend, an average of $23,655 per theater, with IMAX showings contributing over $8 million. It thus sets an opening weekend record for the franchise for Universal, both records overtaken by Furious 6 2013 and 4 films released in April. The record was surpassed in 2014 by Captain America. So Captain America, the Winter Soldier. 2014, it also achieved the third largest spring opening, behind both The Hunger Games and Alice in Wonderland. The film also set an opening weekend record among films starring Diesel Walker. So Diesel Walker, Brewster Johnson, Moritz, and Lynn. Records overtaken in all cases by Furious 6. The film dropped 62% on its second weekend, earning $32.4 million, so $32,400,000 in ranking, second behind Thor. This result was partially attributed to the reduction in IMAX, so in both IMAX and larger format screens showing the film reduced from 244 to 20, since IMAX contributed only $510,000 to the film's second weekend gross. So on June 4th, so early June 2011. So early June 2011, 37 days after release in the US, the film became the first of 2011. So the first of 2011 to accrue more than $200 million. The film received a one-week re-release in IMAX theaters on September 30th, so late September 2011. The film drew revenues of $209 million, so $209,837,000. So $209,837,000. So $209,837,675 in both the US and Canada. So in both the US and Canada, 416,300,000 elsewhere, for a worldwide total of a colossal $626,137,675. The box office ranking. The box office ranking peaked at number 1 for all films of 2011. As of 2021, ranked at number 6. Number 103 for all-time US films. As of 2021, ranked number 197, and for all-time worldwide films, number 55. As of 2021, at number 151, which I don't think is confusing. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it's just confusing. Now I wouldn't even know which place is which for the film. Anyways, next up, other territories. Fast Five was initially released in Australia on Wednesday, April 20th, on Wednesday 2011. 9 days before the release date in North America, followed by releases in the UK, South Korea, and New Zealand. The earlier start in these countries was timed to coincide with their Easter holidays and avoided competition from forthcoming summer films, although this placed it in direct competition with Thor 2011. In some countries, by the end of its opening weekend, the film had accrued a total of $23.4 million. So $23,400,000 from these countries. On its second weekend, Fast Five earned $46.3 million, so $46,300,000 across 3,139 theaters in 14 countries. So 14 countries, ranking first at the box office in each of its 10 new markets. tickets for the overall weekend. It ranked second behind Thor. So Thor in the third weekend of release, Fast 5 topped the box office in a further 44 countries, playing in a total of 6,979 theaters across 58 countries. It ranked first during the weekend with $85.8 million. So just 85 million 800, so 85 million, so 85 million 800, so 85 million $800,000 is set an opening weekend record in the UAE. 1.65 million, so 1 million 600, 1 million, so 1 million 600 and 1 million 600, so $1,650,000, holding this record for 2 weeks before being outgrossed by Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, 2.24 million, so 2 million, so $2,240,000 across all markets. The film scored Universal's highest grossing opening weekend. So across all markets, the film grossed Universal's highest grossing opening. So highest grossing opening weekend. So highest grossing opening weekend in these 15, I think. Hold on. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Is it 15 countries, which are Russia, Spain, Turkey, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, France, India, Italy, Malaysia, Mexico, Netherlands, Thailand, UAE, and Vietnam. Alright, next up we got is critical response. On Rotten Tomatoes, Fast 5 has an approval rating of 78%, with an average rating of 64% based on 207 reviews. The website's critical consensus reads, sleek, loud, and over the top, Fast 5 proudly embraces its brainless action thrills and injects new life into the franchise. On Metacritic, the film has a score of 66% based on reviews from 41 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A plus on an A plus to F scale. Roger Ebert gave the film 75%, so 3 out of 4 stars, praising it as a skillfully assembled 130 minutes. So it's 2 hours and 10 minutes at the movies, with actors capable of doing absurd things with straight faces, and action sequences that toy ideally with the laws of physics, while Richard Corliss of Time considered it maybe the first great film of the post-human era. New York Times said it deftly combined both action and humor, stating the only time you won't be watching the screen is when your eyes have squeezed shut because you're laughing so hard. The Telegraph appreciated the presence of Johnson and Diesel together, calling it a cosmic event, and added that director Justin Lin saying the start and finish. So the start and finish here. So the start and finish here, defying every imaginable law of physics or series highs. Empire also heaped praise on Johnson, saying how to reignite an aging franchise. So how to reignite an aging franchise. Drop Johnson on it. The best thing by far in Fast 5, Dwayne Johnson hulks through the movie, leaving testosterone trails in his wake. However, Empire took the review that the film itself was not by any normal criteria. So not by any normal criteria, a good film, arguing that it's too long, although conceding that the action scenes, in particular the final car chase, made the film the most entertaining in the series. The most entertaining in the series. Anna Smith of Time Out, London also commented that the film was too long. That the film was too long, and criticized the simplistic characters and dialogue, but she called the film slick and stated that these criticisms could be overlooked because it doesn't take itself too seriously. Variety focused on the roles of Johnson and Diesel, lamenting the current lack of 80s style Ronnie leading men of the manly men, typical of the 50s and 60s, and calling their pair a welcome injection of tough guy figure. Variety, variety, variety commented that based on Fast Five, a sixth entry could be something worth waiting for. The New Yorker called the action scenes spectacular, praising director Justin by saying his direction and the sharp editing never confused or lost momentum, but also found the film too long and criticized the dialogue, labeling it subpar Ocean's 11 style banter on the characters. The New Yorker considered Walker and Diesel serviceable, but singled out Johnson for bringing a hip comic knowingness to his role. His enjoyment is infectious and keeps the movie speeding along. Total Film welcomed the return of Ludacris and Tyrese Gibson to inject the film with much needed laughs, and felt that Johnson fits into the established cast with ease. Though it believed the film itself was no mold breaker, Peter Travers of Rolling Stone, who disliked the previous movies, gave the film 2.5 stars out of 4. So 50%, like 45%, I think, somewhere around there, I don't know, or 47.5 probably, I don't know, praising the transformation of the series into a heist film. Damn it, it works. Commenting favorably on scenes between Johnson and Diesel, and judging that Fast 5 will push all your action buttons and some you haven't thought of. The LA Times felt the scenes shared between Diesel and Johnson were the best moments and appreciated the humor, but considered the pacing a strange mix, switching between explosion comedy scenes And then, sudden action, the reviewer echoed other critics' sentiments concerning the running time of the film, but concluded that the sheer audacity, the sheer
Audacity.
the sheer audacity of Fast Five is kind of breathtaking, breathtaking in a metal twisting, death-defying, mission implausible B movie on steroids kind of way, labeling it the best of the series. Both Empire and Variety noted that the final chase scene of Fast Five contained allusions of Bad Boys 2 2003. Variety stated that the scene seems inspired in part by a similarly spectacular scene in Bad Boys 2. Empire said that it nearly out Bad Boys 2's or out Bad Boys 2. Kind of like outsmarted it almost. Not all reviews were positive. So not all reviews were positive. So not all reviews were positive. Film 4 criticized both the film's long running time and its treatment of female characters, remarking some cameo strikingly in backside form. Others actually have first names, but Film 4 praised Johnson's role as DSS agent Luke Hobbs, saying he provides a more credible anti-antagonist to our anti-heroes than the straight-up villains can manage. The Boston Herald gave a more mixed reaction. It derided the lack of realism as removing any sense of threat to the protagonists, but conceded that these films may be robustly anti-intellectual and deplorably commercialized, but they're the envy of the rest of the world. Despite giving the film a positive review and praising the action, the Hollywood Reporter was critical of its stars, saying it's clear the budget wasn't used on acting lessons for the cast. Time Out New York stated that the Fast and Furious movies haven't exactly gone better as they've gone along, but gave the director a backhanded compliment, saying Justin Lin taking his third wheel behind the franchise's wheel is at least a competent hack. Ebert was more complimentary, saying Justin Lin's emerging as a first-rate director in this second-rate genre, and Rolling Stone managed Justin Lin, who misdirected the last two sequels, finds his pace this time, staging dynamite action. Next up, Brazilian critics. This is interesting. Say Brazilian critics. Not much on this. Let's do it. Brazilian reviewers criticized the use of Rio de Janeiro in the film, claiming it's stereotyped as dominated by heavily armed drug traffickers, corrupt cops, so the corrupt police, and sexy women. It's true. O Globo Brazilian newspaper based in Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the capital, accused the producers of using both aerial shots and quick editing to deceive the viewer into believing that the criminal acts take place in Rio. Globo also reacted negatively to the use of foreigners to represent Brazilians speaking Portuguese with laughable accents. Feija, I can't pronounce it, or Feija, I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled V-E-J-A, agreed with O Globo, saying the city of Rio, and the RFC, and the Rio Film Commission supported the production, but the image that'll spread across the world is exactly what the city doesn't want. Our last part is accolades, and now we're moving on to the very last part, and then I'll end it there. Alright, accolades. In December 2011, this was before my 7th birthday. No, not 7th, not 7th, sorry. 6th, there we go, before my 6th birthday. So, accolades. In December 2011, Richard Corliss ranked the film number 10 on his list of the top 10 best movies of 2011, seeing a carnival of roguish heroes and pretty girls car chases. So pretty girls car chases and cliffhangers. Fast Fives as much attributes as both either the artist 2011 or Hugo 2011. To the cinema's primal thrills, Empire placed the film number 20 on its list of the top 20 films of 2011, with IGN named it the best action movie of 2011. So, best action movie of 2011. Fast Five was listed as the number one most illegally downloaded film of 2011. So 2011 on BitTorrent, which is a proprietary adware. Which is mainly used for uploading and downloading files. So uploading and downloading files via the BitTorrent protocol. So it's for software stuff. So Fast Five was listed as the number one most illegally downloaded film of 2011 on BitTorrent with approximately 9.3 million. So 9,300,000. So 9,300,000. So 9,300,000 downloads. Alright, next up we got this award take-up ceremony and then category recipients and who won. So first one we got is BMI. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the sequels in the movie. So first one I got is BMI. So BMI film. So BMI film. So BMI film and TV awards. So BMI film and TV awards. May 19th. So May 19th, 2011. So 2011. 2011 BMI film music awards by Brian Tyler. Brian Tyler, which won. So that's good. Then we got Critics Choice Movie Awards. January 12th, so early January 2012. So 2012. Best Action Movie. So Best Action Movie. Best Action Movie. Fast Five nominated. Then we got Golden Reel Awards. February 19th. Is it February 19th? It's like mid-late-ish. So Golden Reel Awards. February 19th, 2012. Outstanding achievement in sound editing, sound effects, and Foley for feature film. Fast Five nominated. Then we got Golden Trailer Awards for June 29th, so late June 2011. So Best Action TV Spot. So Best Action TV Spot. Fast Woman. AV Squad. Then we got Best Summer 2011 Blockbuster Poster. Fast Five with a cold open. Both nominated. And then we got Best Summer Blockbuster. Best Summer Blockbuster 2011 TV Spot. Super Bowl AV Squad, which won. Then we got Hollywood Post Alliance Awards. So Hollywood Post Alliance Awards. Hollywood Post Alliance Awards. So awards. November 10th. So early November. So November 10th. So early November 2011. That was 2 years and 20 days before Paul Walker died. 2 years and 20 days before he passed away. Same month, same November 10th, 2011. Outstanding on the Hollywood Post Alliance Awards, November 10th, November 10th, 2011. Outstanding sound feature film. Peter Brown, John Taylor, and Frank A. Montano nominated. They'll get an AACP, which is National Association for the Advancement of Colored People Image Awards. February 17th, 2012. Outstanding Actor in a Motion Picture, Vin Diesel nominated. So nominated, then we got People's Choice Awards. People's Choice Awards. January 11th. So like early mid-January, something like that. So early January. January 2012. Favorite action movie. So favorite action movie. Fast Five. And then favorite action movie star. Vin Diesel. Both nominated. Now we got Saturn Awards. Saturn Awards. So we got late July 2012. So July 26th, 2012. Starting off with is Best Action Matsumoto, Fred, Kelly Matsumoto, Fred Raskin, and Christian Wagner also nominated. And the last but certainly not the least, we got Teen Choice Awards. So Teen Choice Awards. So August 7th, 2011. We got Choice movie, action, Fast 5, which won. So that's good. So Choice movie action. So Choice movie action, Fast 5, which won. So one. So that's good. Then we got Choice movie. So Choice movie actor. So Choice movie actor, action. So these three, Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson. So Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, and Paul Walker were nominated. So August 7th, 2011. So Teen Choice Awards. And the same goes for Choice movie actress, action for Jordana Brewster. So Jordana Brewster, who was also nominated. Alright. And last up is sequels, and they'll end it there. Thank God for that. I say sequels, so following Fast Fives release. Any additional film, so any additional film in the series focused on more accessible action elements. Furious 6 2013. So Furious 6 2013 surpassed the box office take of Fast 5 2011. So 2011 surpassed the box office take of Fast 5 2011 and received a similarly positive critical response. It's followed by Furious 7, Furious 7, Furious 7, Furious 7 2015. So 2015, so 2015, 2015, and the Fate of Furious 2017. So 2017, the pictures each earned more than $1 billion. Pretty good, $1 billion, respectively. Respectively, being becoming one of the highest grossing films of both. So highest grossing films of both 2015. So 2015 and 2017. After F9, F9 2021 being delayed multiple times. Say multiple times. So multiple times. So after F9 2020, after F9 2021 being delayed multiple times, from an original 2019 date. Fast X, A.K.A. Fast 10, Fast 10, Fast 10 was released in 2023. So 2023, last year. Last part, I there. production. So production. Is that production? Not really sure when the movie will be. Not sure when the movie will. Not sure when the movie will be made. But I think they're doing it this year. I'm not really sure. But there's rumors saying that it might be either released in 2025 or 2026. Not really sure, one of the 2 years. But we'll find out. Alright. Oh my god. Unbelievably colossally tired. What? 2:25 in the morning. It's almost 2:30 in the morning. Jesus Christ. And it's almost September. Man, God, people starting school and work at that point in time. Wow. Alright, so finally done. So the next Fast and Furious video will be about Furious 6. Furious 6. 2013. So, if you guys like this video, if you guys like this video, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell. And hit all alerted of when I make brand new uploads. Right. I gotta go to bed. I'm super tired. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. So I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe. So stay safe. Have a great morning and have a great day today. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video. So I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon in the next video. So take care, folks. So take care, folks. Stay safe out. Take care, folks. Stay safe out there.